The first verse: safe houses, quiet gardens. But look, a king will rule in the right way, and his leaders will carry out justice. Each one will stand as a shelter from high winds, provide safe cover in stormy weather. Each will be cool, running water in parched land, a huge granite outcrop giving shade in the desert. Anyone who looks will see, anyone who listens will hear. The impulsive will make sound decisions. The tongue-tied will speak with eloquence. No more will fools become celebrities, nor crooks be rewarded with fame. Excuse me. The fools are fools, and that's it, thinking up new ways to do mischief. They leave a wake of wrecked lives and lies about God, turning their backs on the homeless, hungry, ignoring those dying of thirst in the streets. And the crooks, underhanded sneaks they are, inventive in sin and scandal, exploiting the poor with scams and lies, unmoved by the victimized poor. But those who are noble make noble plans and stand for what is noble. Take your stand, idle women. Listen to me, indulgent idle women. Listen closely to what I have to say. In just a little over a year from now, you'll be shaken out of your lazy lives. The grapevine harvest will fail, and there'll be no fruit on the trees. Oh, tremble, you idle women. Get serious, you pampered dolls. Strip down and discard your silk fineries. Put on funeral clothes. Shed honest tears for the lost harvest and failed vintage. Weep for my people's gardens and farms that grow nothing but thistles and thorn bushes. Cry tears, real tears, for the happy homes no longer happy. The merry city no longer merry. The royal palace is deserted. The bustling city quiet as a morgue. The emptied parks and playgrounds taken over by wild animals, delighted with their new home. Yes, weep and grieve until the Spirit is poured down on us from above. In the Badland desert grows crops, and the fertile fields become forests. Justice will move into the Badlands desert. Right will become a home in the fertile field. And where there's right, there'll be peace. And the progeny of right, quiet lives and endless trust. My people will live in a peaceful neighborhood, in safe houses and quiet gardens. The forest of your pride will be clear cut, the city showing off your power level. You will enjoy a fortunate life, planting well-watered fields and gardens with your farm animals grazing freely. Isaiah 33, the ground under our feet mourns. Doomed to you, destroyer, not yet destroyed, and doomed to you, betrayer, not yet betrayed. When you finish destroying, your turn will come. Destroyed, when you quit betraying, your turn will come. Betrayed, God treated us kindly. You're our only hope. First thing in the morning, be there for us. When things go bad, help us out. You spoke in thunder and everyone ran. You showed up and nations scattered. Your people, for a change, got in on the loot, picking the field clean of the enemy's spoils. God is supremely esteemed. His center holds. Zion brims over with all that is just and right. God keeps your days stable and secure, salvation, wisdom, and knowledge in surplus. And best of all, Zion's treasure, fear of God. But look, listen, tough men weep openly. Peacemaking diplomats are in bitter tears. The roads are empty. Not a soul out on the streets. The peace treaty is broken, its conditions violated, its signers reviled. The very ground under our feet mourns. The Lebanon mountains hang their heads. Flowering Sharon is a weak, choked gully. And the forests of Bashan and Carmel, bare branches. Now I'm stepping in, God says. From now on, I'm taking over. The gloves come off. Now see how mighty I am? There's nothing to you. Pregnant with chaff, you produce straw babies. Full of hot air, you self-destruct. You're good for nothing but fertilizer and fuel, earth to earth, and sooner the better. If you're far away, get the reports on what I've done. And if you're in the neighborhood, pay attention to my record. The sinners in Zion are rightly terrified. The godless are at wit's end. Who among us can survive this firestorm? Who of us can get out of the purge with our lives? The simple answer: live right, speak the truth, despise exploitation, refuse bribes, reject violence, avoid evil amusements. This is how you raise your standard of living. A safe and stable way to live, a nourishing, satisfying way to live. God makes all the decisions here. Oh, you'll see the king, a beautiful sight, and you'll take the wide vistas of land. In your mind, you'll go over the old terrors, what happened to that Assyrian inspector who condemned and confiscated, and the one who gouged us of taxes, and that cheating money changer. Gone, out of sight forever. Their insolence, nothing now but a fading stain on the carpet. No more putting up with the language you can't understand. No more sounds of gibberish in your ears. Just take a look at Zion, will you, centering our worship and festival feasts. Feast your eyes on Jerusalem, a quiet and permanent place to live. No more pulling up stakes and moving on. No more patched together lean-tos. Instead, God majestic, God himself the place in a country of broad rivers and streams. But rivers blocked to invading ships, off limits to predatory pirates. For God makes all the decisions here. God is our king. God runs this place, and he'll keep us safe. Ha! Your sails are in shreds, your mast wobbling, your hold leaking. The plunder is free for the taking, free for all, for weak and strong insiders and outsiders. No one in Zion will say, I'm sick. Best of all, they'll all live guilt-free. Isaiah 34, the fires burning day and night. Drawing close now, nations, listen carefully, you people, pay attention. Earth, you too, and everything in you, world, and all that comes from you. And here's why. God is angry, good and angry with all the nations, so blazingly angry at their arms and armies that he's going to rid the earth of them, wipe them out. The corpses thrown in a heap will stink like the town dump in midsummer. Their blood flowing off the mountains like creeks in spring run off. Stars will fall out of the sky like overripe, rotting fruit in the orchard. And the sky itself will be folded up like a blanket and put away in a closet. All that army of stars shriveling to nothing, like leaves and fruit in autumn, dropping and rotting. Once I'm finished with earth and sky, I'll start in on Edom. I'll come down hard on Edom, a people I've slated for total termination. God has a sword thirsty for blood and more blood, a sword hungry for well-fed flesh. Lamb and goat blood, the suet-rich kidneys of rams. Yes, God has scheduled a sacrifice in Bozrah, the capital. The whole country of Edom, a slaughterhouse, wholesale slaughter, wild animals and farm animals alike slaughtered. The whole country soaked with blood, all the ground greasy with fat. It's God's scheduled time for vengeance. The year of all Zion's accounts are settled. Edom's streams will flow sluggish, thick with pollution. The soil sterile, poisoned with waste. The whole country is smoking, stinking garbage dump. Told y'all this is mostly poetry. A lot of tongue twisters. The fire is burning day and night. The sky is black with endless smoke. Generation after generation of wasteland. No more travelers through this country. Vultures and skunks with police in the streets. Owls and crows will feel at home there. God will reverse creation, chaos. He will cancel fertility, emptiness. Leaders will have no one to lead. They'll name it no kingdom there, a country where all kings and princes are unemployed. Thistles will take over, covering the castles, fortress conquered by weeds and thorn bushes. Wild dogs will prowl the ruins. Ostriches have the run of the place. Wildcats and hyenas will hunt together. Demons and devils dance through the night. The night demon Lilith, evil and rapacious, will establish permanent quarters. Scavenging carrion birds, worried and brood infestation of ominous evil. The night demon Lilith. Now that's a new one on me. Wildcats and hyenas will hunt together. Demons and devils dance through the night. The night demon Lilith. I rebuke that, the blood of Jesus. Get and read God's book. None of this is going away. This breeding, brooding evil. God has personally commanded it all. His spirit set it in motion. God has assigned them their place, decreed their fate in detail. This is permanent, generation after generation, the same old thing. The blood of Jesus. Isaiah 35, the voiceless break into song. Wilderness and desert will sing joyfully. The Badlands will celebrate and flower like the crocus in spring bursting into blossom. A symphony of song and color. Mountain glories of Lebanon, a gift. Awesome Carmel, stunning Sharon, gifts. God's resplendent glory full on display. God's awesome, God majestic. Energize the limp hands, strengthen the rubbery knees. Tell fearful souls, courage, take heart. God is here, right here, on his way to put things right and redress all wrongs. He's on the way. He'll save you. Blind eyes will be open, deaf ears unstopped. Lame men and women will leap like deer. The voiceless break into song. Springs of water will burst out in the wilderness. Streams flow in the desert. Hot sands will become a cool oasis. Thirsty ground a splashing fountain. Even lowly jackals will have water to drink, and barren grasslands flourish richly. There will be a highway called the Holy Road. No one rude or rebellious is permitted on this road. It is God's people exclusively. It's for God's people exclusively. Impossible to get lost on this road. Not even fools can get lost on it. No lions on this road, no dangerous wild animals, nothing and no one dangerous or threatening. Only the redeemed will walk on it. The people of God has ransom will come back on this road. They'll sing as they make their way home to Zion, unfading halos of joy encircling their heads, welcomed home with gifts of joy and gladness as all sorrows and sighs scurry into the night. This is